Good evening, Jack.
Rick, Quiroz, my daughter, the teacher. My daughter, the teacher, Rick, Quiroz.
She's gone. My baby is gone. He took her away. She got married. And she asked me to deliver the speech at her wedding ceremony. I said, me? What do I know about giving speeches? It's not like I'm a Toastmaster. Mr. Contest Master, fellow Toastmasters, most welcome wedding guests, and anybody else that has shed a tear at their daughter's wedding. I can tell you this, the only reason I'm happy to lose a daughter is because I am gaining a son, and it has been my joy, my honor, and my privilege to raise my little girl. But I'm not being completely honest with you tonight. I thought it was my job to teach my daughter, but really what I discovered, it was my job to learn from her almost my entire adult life. And that makes sense because she was a teacher for over a decade, and I've been learning from her from a young age. As a matter of fact, I remember a story one time when we were driving in the car, the three of us, and Elise calls me Padre, which is father in Spanish, and her mom, Madre. She was in the back seat, and I'm sitting next to my wife, the best driver in the world. And Elise is in the back seat, and Madre and I are having a discussion, and Elise is just back there in her own world for 5 minutes. And in order to preserve our sanity, Madre turns around and says, Elise, stop. And we busted up laughing. All of a sudden, our discussion wasn't that important anymore. I was going to teach Elise that sometimes life is a serious matter, but she taught us that life can be serious fun. My daughter, the comedian. Buying a home is no laughing matter. And I thought I did a pretty good job finding a domicile for my family until I talked to my 12-year-old daughter, Elise. And she says, well, Padre, I think we can use an upgrade. Yeah, we can do better. Oh, really? Can we now? Well, why doesn't little Elise just share with Padre everything she knows about finances and real estate mortgages? Please bestow your nuggets of wisdom upon Padre. Well, Padre, if you take into consideration your debt to income ratio and annual income, you could do 2 points on the origination, lower the APR and do a 15-year note instead of 30, and you'll save all kinds of money and still have the same mortgage payment. Yeah, that's right, Elise. That's exactly what Padre was thinking. Good job. Good job. I just wanted to see if you knew. And we've been living in our beautiful home for over 20 years now. I was going to teach Elise not to dream for things that are out of reach, but she taught me that it's never too late to start dreaming. My daughter, the real estate agent. Now, it wasn't enough that Elise picked out a home for us, and then subsequently she decorated the inside of that home for us, but then she comes up to me and she says, Padre, I want to learn how to build houses. I said, slow your roll, kiddo. You're only 12 years old. But I did what any wise father would do in a situation like that. I asked my wife what to do. And so we ended up sending her on a mission trip to Mexico to build 2 homes for families that were living out of makeshift shelters. And due to Elise's hard work and dedication on the project, she earned the ceremonial honor of presenting the keys to the families. Elise flies home, bus drops her off in the driveway. She starts walking up with her suitcase. Quick insight into the Quiroz family. Sometimes the only cardio we get is by jumping to conclusions. So Madre, the ever so hopeful mother, comes over to pick up her suitcase. Elise, where are all your things? Madre, they had nothing. I gave it all to them. We were going to teach Elise the importance of taking care of her things. But Elise taught us that things don't matter. People matter. My daughter, the missionary. Fellow wedding guests, raise your glass, for a toast. When she was a young child and I, a new dad, all the answers I thought I had. But when I heard her speak, I couldn't believe my ears. The wisdom she shared was beyond her years. She had answers I had not. She knew knowledge that I still sought. To learn, all I had to do was listen to what Elise thought. So when you think you're the teacher, take a lesson from me. Home is a schoolmaster for parents, you see, where the knowledge you need is always within reach if we'll simply allow our children to teach. My daughter, the teacher. Cheers. Mr. Contest Master,